Look, the other thing I want to talk about today, and gosh, I've put him off twice. KC Gary Judd is someone who is challenging the intention of all tertiary or everyone who offers training to law students. All law students must now do compulsory courses in Tikanga Māori. And this is being challenged by Gary Judd KC. Well, he's going to tell us why. It's been challenged literally today at Parliament. Gary joins us on the line now. How are you, my friend?
Yeah, I'm very well, thank you, Sean. I have to tell you that when Josh phoned me back, my phone said it was suspected spam.
Oh, okay. Well, you need to change the settings on your phone, Gary.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, so tell us just first technically what is happening at Parliament today, what is the submission you are making, and whom are you making it to?
Well, I'm not making a submission today. I've already done that. What happened was that the Regulation Review Committee considered my complaint about the Tikanga regulations, and it's necessary to explain that these regulations had two parts. The first part was to require every law student, starting after 1 January 2025, to undertake a standalone tikanga course. In other words, law students have to take contract, they have to take tort, they have to take land law. Tikanga has been elevated to the status of requiring all students to have a pass a tikanga subject. The other part of the regulations said that tikanga had to be incorporated in every other compulsory subject. That is, it had to be incorporated in contract, land law, and so forth and so on. Now, the Regulation Review Committee declined my complaint about the standalone tikanga course, but they agreed that inserting tikanga into all the other subjects was an unusual exercise of the power given to the Council of Legal Education. And in consequence of the Regulation Review Committee making that finding, one of the members, Joseph Mooney, who I think is the MP for Southland, somewhere down there anyway, moved a motion in the House to disallow the parts of the regulations which incorporate tikanga in all the other subjects. And so it is his motion that is to be debated in the House this afternoon, and I assume my understanding is that will be immediately after question time, so it'll be about 3 o'clock.
So general debate?
Yes. Well, debate, my understanding is that the House, the Business Committee of the House, has allocated an hour for the debate, with the idea that each of the six parties would have 10 minutes to speak on it. So it's going to be interesting. The ACT Party wrote to the committee, Regulation Review Committee, fully supporting my complaint. So I would hope and expect that whoever speaks for the ACT Party this afternoon will say that the committee didn't go far enough and that the whole thing should have been disallowed. The National Party, who has 3 members on the committee comprised 3 National Party members and 2 Labour Party members. I expect that the National Party will support Joseph Mooney's notice of motion, and I expect that the Labour Party, which opposed, I think the Labour Party actually supported the limited. I believe that the committee was unanimous about disallowing the regulations so far as they applied, incorporated tikanga and all the other subjects. So I think
it's a compromise. They still have to do the compulsory one tikanga course, but you get it out of all the other stuff.
That's right, yeah.
Well, it's a crappy compromise, but at least it's a compromise, Gary. Gary, while I've got you here, and whilst you're not on the bill, don't send me a bill for this. We have uncovered, amongst many government departments, a policy and a strategy called Raaki Mai. Primarily, I found out about this at Television New Zealand. Raaki Mai is to give effect to things Māori in the operation of government departments and businesses and quangos. And Raaki Māori and Māori Māori Tikanga, I guess, is to be recognised in everything that an organisation like television does. It is, and one of the specifics is, it is to inform the behaviour of TVNZ in regards to recruiting. Which sounds to me like you're meant to hire Maoris if you can. Do you think that's legal?
Well, I gave up trying to understand employment law about 40 years ago because they kept changing it, and I thought that it was really, I could spend my time more productively by looking at other things. So I really don't have any expertise in that area, but as a matter of principle, it plainly is abhorrent for employers to have a policy which discriminates on the ground of race. And you know, if the law doesn't prohibit that sort of thing, and I suspect it does. I suspect that
the Bill of Rights Act or the Human
Human Rights Act and the Bill of Rights probably does outlaw it.
Yeah.
But as I say, I'm not an expert. I've not looked into it, so it's not an informed opinion.
Okay. And most of yours are, Gary. Gary, I hope that debate goes well this afternoon. Thank you for continuing to fight the good fight for fairness in New Zealand.
Thank you for giving me the opportunity to explain about it.
Cheers. Gary Judd KC. So listen out for that debate. It'll be about 3 o'clock this afternoon.